Them movie companies, TV documentaries. Won't you come and ask me, please? Pay me $1 million. Tell you what I do at the store. 'Cause if you pay me $1 million, I wouldn't gotta go and do it no more. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like it's all the same. All the living on the street. Everybody doesn't know that song. Looking for a living all day long. All the living all day.
Strictly muscle work. I handle between 40 and 50,000 pounds of steel a day. Yeah, I know that sounds like a lot. 400 to 3 and 4 pound pieces. Pick it up, put it down. 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 I don't get excited about my work. I mean, I do the job. I don't say what we do. How are you getting excited about pulling steel? How are you going to get excited when you're tired and want to sit down? It isn't that the average working guy is dumb. It's just tired, that's all. We had a kid at work this summer, college boy. He saw a book in my back pocket this one time, and he was amazed. He comes up to me and he says, "You read?" I says, "What do you mean I read?" He says, "Well, all the other dummies around here read the sports pages. What are you doing with a book?" The non-recognition by other people that really gets it. Say a man is just a laborer. A woman is just a housewife. It bothers you sometimes to know when you're pulling that steel. To think that it's maybe going to be a car someday. And some guy you're never going to know is going to get into that car and drive away. Never think about where it came from. I think about that guy sometimes. There he is now, driving his air-conditioned car to his air-conditioned office. He's in back and enjoying the ride.
So where the hell's the parking lot attendant?
I don't know, he does this every morning.
He just couldn't take that long to park riding around up there, listening to the radio.
Oh, not only that, once he finally takes your car, you don't know what the hell he's going to do with it once he gives it back to you.
I've been parking cars for 32 years. In my younger days, I was the best. I could drive a car like a baby, like a woman change her baby's diapers. I still get people come up to me and say, wow, you sure can drive. How long you been doing it? I say, started when I was 16, and I'm still doing it. All my day is cars. All my waking hours is cars. I drive my car to work in the morning. When I get here, it's a customer's car. And then I drive my car home at night. But when I go out, my wife drives. I'm known from Peking to Hong Kong, from the West Coast to the Pecos. Hiking cars is my game. In an automobile, I used to be hell on wheels, and that's what earned me my name. Ask anybody to tell you about bumping out. Well, you can ask anybody, and anybody will tell you. There was a time when nobody could beat me doing what I do. Watch out if she gets right under the wheel and right off the bat have it under control. In one hand, I'd spin her around and without looking back, put her straight in the hole. People ask me how I do it. Ain't nothing to it. Cause I'm loving Al the Wizard. One swing, Al, that's me. Loving Al is a wizard, so don't be surprised at what you see. One swing in, one swing out. Look out, there he goes. So when you park your cars, you're working with the tip, so you get to know all the different types. First, there's the businessman. He's the best. He'll work all day, and he'll give you 50 cents. But then, you get these people driving in here, these big fancy cars all dressed up. You know what they'll give you? One thin dime. Then we got our regular customers. They tip once a week, so we give them what we call the soigné service. Of course, those people who don't tip, we still have to give them service. But it ain't soigné. Why can't I be a rich man with some big bucks in my dream? I'd buy me a brand new caddy and a 50-cent cigar. 'Cause you can't smoke 10-cent stogies when you're riding in a rich man's car. I'll take a head out with the tuxedos on, and when I get in, I can smell the cologne. When pick me up, I'd be listening a while, just pretending it was my own. I may sit longer than I should, because it feels so good to loving Al the Wizard. One swing, Al, that's me. Loving Al is a wizard, don't be surprised, that's what you see. One swing in, one swing out. Look out. I had a customer once called the smokestack. I sat down and it looked like I was sitting in the back. He said, boy, you better pull that seat up. I'm over 6 feet. I said, mister, I never move anybody's seat because I'm loving Al. The wizard, one swing, that's me. Loving Al is a wizard, so don't be surprised at what you see. One swing in, one swing out. Look out. I'm loving Al the wizard. Will and me agree. Loving Al is a wizard. King
the time will be 9 o'clock exactly.
Morning. Good morning. When did you end up leaving here last night? Until 7 o'clock. And I was coming for dinner at 6. Oh, wasn't that? Darling, you could get me a cup of coffee? Sure. Well, that sounds good. Can I have something? Yeah.
What is wrong? Look at those paperweights. Yeah, nice. Good morning, girls.
Good morning, Mr. Evans. Good morning, Mr. Evans.
Morning, Diane. How about those reports by 10, Diane?
Better late than never, Diane. What's the key? Good morning.
Good morning.
Lots of news arrived to you by special messengers. They're very important.
Nora, dear, I know you're terribly overloaded, but would you mind getting this done? It's very urgent. I need it in 2 weeks. Thank you.
I can do it in 2 hours. So, I just put it on the back burner and produce it on time. When I first came here, I came in early and stayed late. Work a project to the wall, get it really done right, and then ask for more. They didn't like that. I was out of line. I was wrecking the curve. Everyone else was rationing his time. Playing cards at lunch for 3 hours, sunbathing on the roof. I soon realized, okay, the road to ruin is doing a good job. The amazing, absurd thing is that once I decided to stop doing a good job, people began to recognize a kind of authority in me. Now I'm just moving ahead like blazes. I have my own office. I have my own secretary. If I want a bookcase, I get a bookcase. If I want to go shopping, I go shopping. This is the first comfortable job I've ever had in my life. And it's absolutely despicable. We had this one boss. He would walk around, and he wouldn't want to see you idle at all. Anytime they see a woman idle, that really irks them.
Miss Wilson, would you please come into my office?
Yes, Mr. Roberts.
My secretary's out, and I need this typed by noon.
But I'm no longer a clerk typist. And you yourself said for me to get that thought out of my mind. Are you trying to confuse me? Anyway, this is script. I can read script.
I'll read it.
Okay. You read it, and I'll write it.
Gentlemen, this report will elucidate.
There's his hand going all over the script. He doesn't know what he's reading. I can tell. He just wants to see me busy.
Furthermore...
No, I can only do one page at a time. I'll go over and type this up. So, what I do is, I would type this paragraph and wait 5 or 10 minutes. I would try to read all of the things I could. You know, it's amazing. When you want to make mistakes, you really can't. One of the girls
Hey,
came over
Jane,
and
you're
said,
going off the line.
"Oh, be quiet. I know what I'm doing. Just go away." I fixed it up real quick. After all, he told me himself I was no longer a part typist. Here's the first sheet, Mr. Roberts. I'm sorry I didn't have time to proofread it. It made me nervous to have it typed up by a certain time. I had deliberately misspelled some words. He got the dictionary out and looked them up for me.
Miss Wilson, the number 8 does not appear in the word elucidate.
So, I took it back. And I crossed out the wrong word. And squeezed the new ones in there. just look awful. Put the 4 sheets together. Never saw anything so horrible in my life. I decided to write him a note. Dear Mr. Roberts, you've been so much help. You proofread? You look up words for your secretary? It must be marvelous working for you. Please call on me again.
Good afternoon. At the tone, the time will be 12:55 and 10 seconds.
It's not just the assembly line workers whose job is too small for a spirit, you know? A job like mine, if you really put your spirit into it, you would sabotage immediately. Jobs are just not big enough for people. I've noticed when you ask people who they are, they define themselves by their job. I'm a secretary.
I'm a sales manager. I'm a corporate executive.
When they ask me, I say, I'm Nora Watson. At certain points in time, I do things for a living.
Good afternoon. At the tone, the time will be 1 o'clock exactly.
I'm the president and chief executive of this corporation. I have a lavish office, 2 secretaries, a private dining room with a private chef. I couldn't be more secure, right? Well, I really don't know of any situation in the corporate world where an executive is sure of his job from moment to moment. Oh, we'll put out a front. I'm too important. Nothing can happen to me. Fear is there. You can smell it. So I sit in my lavish office and eat jelly cell by the minute. When a top executive is fired, the shock is tremendous. He doesn't know what hit him. Immediately his Cadillac is taken away from him. His watch line is taken away from him. Even his phone at home stops ringing. Now everybody shuns him because nobody wants to be associated with him. Bingo. He's dead. We hired a vice president once. He was with us for about 6 months, and he was totally inadequate. I had had enough. I called him into my office, and I told him he was through. Gave him a nice severance pay. He broke down and cried. How can you do this to me? What did I do wrong? My daughter's getting married next month. How am I going to face people? He cried and cried and cried. But we couldn't keep him on. We had to let him go. Sometimes all the power and the status begins to feel empty. Sometimes you have a feeling of little boys playing in business. You have a feeling. Oh God. It must be very difficult removed from that status position. Suddenly nobody ever calls. This is... I don't want to get into that.
It's just kind of the way you get started, you know? And it's real good experience.
insofar as the business world. It's neat to be a newsboy. You ride your bike around the neighborhood. You get stores and out of your chores, and it pays real good. If you're 11, gee, I dig the world of finance and doing business like my dad does. And I can grow up to be Horatio Algiers, whoever he was. Oh, I like my paper out quite a bit, but there's just one part that's my favorite. You put your hands around the paper, throw the paper in the bushes, watch the bushes go. Boing, watch the bushes go. Grind, watch the bushes go. So when your head's a dragging, cause your mom's a been a nagging and your sister's been annoying, throw the paper in the bushes and watch the bushes go. Boing. Hey, it's Boston, the public. You learn who pays you quick and who forgets. You learn numbers to swear, things to beware, like having debts and German shepherds. Hey, it's nifty making contacts. There's major people in my half a mile, and I can grow up to be the president someday if I practice my smile. Oh, and any time I think of comic quits, I just think about those fringe benefits. You put your hands around the paper, throw the paper in the bushes, watch the bushes go. Boing, watch the bushes go. Sprung, watch the bushes go. So when your head's a dragging, cause your mom's been a nagging and your sister's been annoying, throw the paper in the bushes, watch the bushes go. Boing. So as long as I'm in the business, you know where you can find me, working and enjoying. Throw the paper in the bushes and watch the bushes go boing.
I give them the arithmetic. This is very boring. But habit is a great thing for these children. They adore it. Habit. They love habit. The neighborhood is changing, and the type of child is changing too. Now I have 32 in my class. I have 23 Spanish and maybe 2 Appalachian. I have seen great changes since I began teaching in 1945. January 6, 1945. My students then were Polish primarily. I love the Polish people. They worked hard. There were 2 colored families, but they were sweet. My classroom was always a showcase. In those days we did it ourselves. With colorful pictures and chalk on the wall, a snowman in picture upon many walls. There's always a brother in the middle on the shelf. My children were always examples. When the principal came, they would run. If I had to leave them a minute or two, they always have something just brand new. And then they would practice everything according to I still don't know how to live it anymore. Attention, rise, and I'll ask you what more. They fight for the wall, and they sit on the floor. It's all informality, no. They want me to teach to a classroom like that, but nobody tells me how. I made a big thing about standing, but they learned by the time I got through. They copied the words, they knew them all. There's one for the tall one, there's one for the small. They knew what the meaning to learn to make sentences But nobody teaches the story today. Who has the time between living and play? The words they can tell, but they're sorry to say. They're free to express themselves. No way I've been teaching the teacher is no longer effective. We're sorry to hear about it. We can't believe it. I'm sorry to There is one little girl who stands out in my mind in all my years of teaching. My favorite, Pam. She was special. She was never any trouble. I still see her once in a while. She's a cashier at the treasure on the police department. She gives no trouble today either. She still has the same sweet smile for everyone. I don't have to look at the keys on my register. 5 years 6. The number 9 is my big middle finger. The thumb is numbers 1, 2, 3, and up. I use my 3 fingers to right hand, and my left hand sign the grocery. I got my hip pushed around the button and it rolls it out the time. I'm just moving the hip, the hands, and the register. The hips, the hands, and the legs. The hips, the hands, and the legs.
I told you, pass them away from the door. I told you that before. Hey, Jim, how about a break? A break? You got a break today, you were hired.
You know what's your name?
Red.
I'm Dave.
There's a few of you checkers who are nice. Then there's that one that's incredibly sad. Pam, she says she wants to go back to college and get teaching credit. But she can't because her hours are wrong. Yet, she isn't bitter. If she never enriches her life and stays a checker, that's okay, because those are her hours.
I'm a checker, and I'm very proud of it. I'm not ashamed that I wear a uniform and nurse's shoes and got their coat things. I enjoy coming to work. I look forward to it because it's terrible. Anyone who looks down on me is lower than I am.
Miss, could you hurry up? I got to be somewhere in 10 minutes.
You wait your time, and I'll give you my full, undivided attention. You rush, and you're gonna get nothing.
You walk through the door, the music starts playing, everything looks fresh, and everything looks nice. You're not aware that in the back room it stinks and there's people yelling at each other. But they play that music over loudspeakers, so you'll relax while you shop. They play Guantanamera, the Cuban Revolution song. But the people, they don't pay attention to the music. They just go shopping, hit their kids, and talk about the idiots handing out the anti-grape petition. I get people that come up to me and say,
You know, I just bought grapes for the first time because of those idiots outside.
I have to put their grapes in a cart and thank them for coming. Thank you for coming.
Please, ma'am, do not buy these grapes. According to my mom, I was born on the concept out of the fields because she had no money to bring to the hospital. We used to migrate from California to Arizona and back and forth. The things I saw, they shaped my life. I started picking cups when I was 8. I couldn't do much, but every little bit counts. When I would get behind on my chores, I would get a care thrown at me by my parents. But I would daydream. I would picture my mom living in the same place all the time and being admired by all the people in the community. When all of a sudden, I'd be rudely awakened by a broken carrot in my back. I remember we just got into California to pick the carrot harvest. It was very cold. We just had a little blanket for the forest kids in the tent. So I stole a brand new blanket that belonged to Fleur. When we got into that blanket, oh, it was nice. Somebody saw me. The next morning, the grower told my mom he'd turn us in unless we returned the blanket sterilized. So my mom and I went down to the river, scrubbed the blanket, ironed it, and sent it back to the grower. Oh my God, we got a spanking for that.
Cuando madura la tarde, vuelo cansado a mi hogar, y sola de un futuro olvido.
After my dad died, my mom would go into her tent, and I would go into ours. We'd roughhouse and everything, and then I'd go to tell where my mom was, and I'd see her crying. When I asked her why she was crying, she never gave me an answer. All she said was things should get better. But that day she thought would be better. It never came for her. If people could see, in the winter, I found fields. In summer, picking watermelons in 105 degrees. Some people have watermelons with cucumbers or carrots or lettuce. They don't know how bad they're taking. If I had enough money, I would bring buckloads of people out of the field and out to life again. And then they would see how it finds out after Listen now, you can find a
I can read one of these meters from 20, 30 feet away. Let's see. 2652. Thank you! 265. Where is? I've been once already by a Doberman. You know, that's the biggest part of a dog's day when the gas man comes. You know, I once had a house where I was trying to make friends with the dog. He was a schnauzer. I just started to walk away. He was barking its little full head off. It just fell over on its side. I thought I had a heart attack or something. The lady said he usually relapses from barking too much. I usually just hit him over the head with my flashlight. And then they'll say, "What? You hit it! The dog's not going to bite you." I say, "Lady, it's jumping on me, it's scratching me." Oh, no one's looking, you just kick him down the stairs. Even if he just follows me down the stairs, you try to get him for the one you missed a couple of houses back. Yeah, the big subject of your conversation with us is dogs. And women. You have a nice cute chicken, that kind of brightens the day. We have a little code we put on the card. We put a Q. That stands for cutie. Yeah, if you see a nice lady in a two-piece bathing suit, and so lying there on the stomach, and the top strap undone, if you sneak up behind them and scare them good enough, they'll jump up. And to scare them when they jump up and be able to see them a little better, this takes time. It gives you something to do. Hey, it adds excitement to the day, right?
Wash the dishes.
my mother and my sisters? I think I've always known I wanted more out of life. I was 15, going on 16. I was sitting in a coffee shop when a friend of mine ran by. She said, hurry up, I've got a cab waiting. You can make $50 in 20 minutes. We went to a penthouse. The guy up there was quite well known. What he wanted was to watch two women make love. Then he wanted to have sex with me. Oh, it was barely sex. He was almost finished by the time we started. It was terrific. Here I was, doing nothing, feeling nothing. And in 20 minutes, I was going to walk out of there with $50 in my pocket. How many of you make $50 for 20 minutes work? And I was still in high school. It was terrific. Looking back on it now, I wonder why I was so quick to run out of that coffee shop and turn a trick. It wasn't traumatic, because my training had been in how to be a hustler anyway, just as a woman. The language girls hear all the time. Don't sell yourself cheap. Hold out for the highest bidder. What I do is no different from what 99% of American women are taught to do. I take the money from under the lamp instead of in arpege. Now what would I do with 150 bottles of arpege a week anyway? It's a marketplace transaction. Somehow, I managed to absorb that when I was quite young. I was a precocious child. Actually, I was very lonely. I didn't see myself as being attractive. I didn't look like a Pepsi Cola ad. I was bright. I didn't know how to play the game. Friends were mostly scared of me. All they wanted was... For a while, I was willing to accept it. I was feeling intimacy, feeling close, feeling warm. You become your job. I become a hustler. Even when I'm not hustling, I'm a hustler. I don't think it's terribly different from someone who works on an assembly line for 40 hours a week, who comes home cut off, numb, dehumanized. People weren't built to switch on and off like water faucets.
I find it difficult to see my mother. My father was a farmer and I his only daughter. I took up with a no good mill working man from Massachusetts who died from too much whiskey and leaves me these three faces to feed. Mill work ain't easy, mill work ain't hard. Mill work most often is a horrid, awful, boring job, and I'm waiting for a daydream to take me through the morning and put me in my coffee break where I can have my sandwich and remember. It's me and my machine for the rest of the morning, for the rest of the afternoon, and the rest of my life. My mind begins to wander to my days back on the farm, and I can see my father smiling at me, swinging on his arm, and I can hear my granddad's stories of the storms out on Lake Erie, vessels and cargoes, fortunes and sellers' life along. It's my life has been wasted, and I have been a fool to let this manufacturer use my body for a tool. I get to ride home in the evening, staring at my hands, swearing by my sorrow that a young girl ought to stand a better chance. And may I work this mill just as long as I am able, and never meet the man whose name is on the label. It's me and my machine for the rest of the morning, for the rest of the afternoon gone, and the rest of my life.
All I'm thinking about is getting home. A cold beer.
Putting my feet up in front of the one-eyed monster.
When that whistle blows, you got a lot of guys want to sit around and talk. Me? I just want to get home. It's a good day, Lamstone. You get interested in what you're doing, and you fight the clock the other way. You're not looking for quitting time. You're wondering why you haven't gotten enough done and it's time to go home. There's not a house in this country that I built that I don't look at every time I go by. If there's one stone crooked, I notice it. People that live there might not notice it, but I do. Stone's my business. It's my life. Some damn near build me a stone cabin down in the Green River. Stone cabinets in the kitchen, everything's stone. Seems like all my dreams gotta have a piece of rock mixed up in them.
He builds a house with his hand. 30 years go by, it stands where nothing stood. A house of stone, the masons sleep real good. He does his work takes life. Waiting time's a big surprise, and then it's one more stone to get just right. It's always one more stone before the night. Every house he builds, every stone he lays, it's not just making money and counting off the days. He builds a house with his hand. 100 years go by, it stands. It tells you who he was. A life goes fast, but the work a mason does is made to last, but the work a mason does.
Nothing in this world lasts forever. With a stone, you're getting awful close.
It's made to last.
I wanted to be a lawyer.
A Major League Baseball player. Or a little farm.
It's what I could be. I could so free. Then I got married, and the kids came along. Then my dad took me.
He's always a stumbling block. Me, I was gonna work for a while, find a car, move south. And I'm at the white. I'm trying to change my business. Never know what really does.
If I could have done what I could have done big things. If I loved to do what I wanted to, I would have done big things. Swam a few rivers, climbed a few hills, paid all the bills.
may offer you. It would be very boring if I would have to say, would you like a cocktail over and over again? So I come out with something different for my own enjoyment. Oh, I might say, what's exciting at the bar that I may offer you this evening? Or something. Maybe with cocktails, I'll give them a little philosophy. They have coffee, they'll get political science. I have an opinion on every single subject there is. My bosses don't like it, so I have to speak sotto voce. But you know, if I get heated, I don't give a damn! I'll speak like an Italian speaks. I have to be a waitress. How else would the world come to me? Everyone has hunger. Everyone has to eat. I get service. I'm not servile. There is a difference. I get intoxicated giving service. It becomes theatrical. I feel like Mata Hari and I'm on stage. There's some that don't care when they put down a plate. There's a sound. Not with me. When they move a chair, it was sprayed with a grate on the ground. Not with me. I will have my hand right when I play the glass. And notice how I stand right at customer's glass. With a heavy hand, with a gesture so gentle, what you do in a dental, it's clear oriental. Love, 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 love. It's an art to be a fine waitress, to be that you there's a twist to my wrist in my metaphor bar. Another shop for shop. It won't be stylish and fun. That's what music and I remember one day, as I do now and then, I met Shane. And down I went, there with my tray, then fried and waiting. Down I went, but I kept my poise, not one get dirty fall. And I made a noise, not one noise, suit at all. If you have to crawl, give them what they like. Carry your tray like it's almost ballet like. Love, love, love. It's an art to be a fine waitress. Each evening I treasure the so much chef, he made it deaf. I stay diplomatic. If I feel static, my fanatic. Too much soul in a tart. Jesus, that is an art. Picture take my name. Oh, I like to say my name. I hate ma'am, ma'am. And sometimes I might playfully say, gentlemen, your check, my lord.
Well now, what do you think we have to tip you?
Do whatever you want. Don't say God with me. Tips? Ha! Tips are important to people like captains and barmen. For them, it's a tip, see? For me, obviously, just toss me a board and
gotta catch the next run. Don't you go fool with those other fellas.
Oh, no, Frank. It's just you and me and you.
You know, on the road, there's no women's fault. Except for a few inches and a couple good old girls. So we truckies, we fantasize something for them. Take your cab in the truck, you always pay with your own thoughts. You get nothing wrong with not talking to anybody for 48 hours. So halfway back to the walk, you gotta call your dispatcher. I tell you, you can drive across the lane. Oh, Homer! Yeah, this is Frank. Yeah, I'm over here at the Lawrence's. What's that? Homer! Hey, Homer! Homer, hello? Doing Cross Telephone Company.
Operator 448, may I help you?
Yeah, I just got cut off.
I'm sorry you're having trouble. May I have the number you were calling?
Sure. 719-423-0276.
I'm sorry, sir. That line is busy.
You're sorry, I was talking to this guy.
I'm sorry, sir. Perhaps the party is trying to reach you. Why don't you wait 5 minutes and then place your call again? You know, sometimes you really want to talk to them but not upset. For me, it's always kind of a temptation to say, gee, what's the matter? But you can't say anything more than, I'm sorry you're having trouble. See, if you get caught talking with a customer, it's kind of like this mark against you, you know? I remember once, this man called me up, and he said, Operator, I'm lonesome. Will you talk to me? And I just said, sorry, sir, but I can't. But you can't. I'm a communications person, and I can't communicate. It's only about 7 or 8 phrases you can use, and that's it. Operator, may I help you?
Good morning. May I help you?
Would you repeat that again? What number did you want?
I have a collect call from Lynn Morris. Will you accept the charges?
Please deposit 70 cents for the first 3 minutes. And that's all you can say. Anybody that starts hotel switchboard likes hotel switchboard. Not lonesome. You're talking to people. You ask another switchboard operator. They like it. Sweetie, but you get tired of talking. I mean, your arms don't really get tired, your mouth gets tired. And the girls sit kind of close. Especially have somebody told me this because they're sitting so close. And when you go to plug in, your nail goes. You try to keep your fingernails short because they break all the time. I'm tired at the end of the day. It's not easy on the arm. These cords are on heavy weights, and they get pretty heavy at the end of 8 hours. Sometimes the cords are so close together that if you want the number in between, you have to reach in between. You break your fingernails. Do I listen in on phone conversations? I never listen in on phone conversations, but I'll tell you. You know what? I don't know what to do. I never have to hear to listen to it. I don't know why. But sometimes, especially at night, sometimes the people on the line are so funny. They'll just sit there and laugh. I swear to God, you laugh until the tears are pouring down your face. Psycho Doctor. I work for Illinois Bell, and I don't care who the operator is. The greatest thing is listening in on phone conversations. You work nights, and it's real quiet. I don't think there's an operator who hasn't listened in on phone conversations. Want to hear a good one? It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and a phone call came in. So I said, Holiday Inn, because we're not Holiday Inn. I was just fooling around. So the boss calls me in. She goes, Fran, we all love you, and you're a good operator. But why did you do it? I said, I was just trying to have a little fun.
I always started the receptionist. It's the dumb broad at the front desk taking phone messages. Well, now I'm one. So of course I've changed my opinion. She had to be special, right? Because I always thought I was special. I was invited to this office party, and I've been having a perfectly intelligent conversation with someone until they asked me what I did. And when I said, I'm a receptionist, they made some excuse and walked away. Well, Now I try to make up other names for what I do. Servo mechanism. Communications control. Brandon, Fisher, and Doyle, may I help you? One moment, please. There isn't a 10-minute break in the day when the phone isn't ringing. You can't think. You can't read. I'll do drawings, laundry, and sort of things of nature, never of people. So I always pretend I'm alone and things are quiet. I call it the land of no phone. I never answer the phone at home. Brandon, Fisher, and Doyle. Good morning, may I help you? Could you repeat that again?
Sometimes we sit here and we joke. Wouldn't it be great if we could just take this handful of plugs and yank them? Rethink of it. Rethink of it. Disconnect them and see what happens.
You know, it's really something to run into somebody who says, hey, nice day out, operator. How'd you get in, busy? It's been a rough day. And you are so thankful for these people. You always say, God, it's been an awful day. Thank you for asking.
You got to have a big lie. So come on, brother trucker, you got to come back, mother. Keep seeing double as I close one eye. I got to roll, 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 brother trucker. Sure ashamed about the shape I'm in. Roll, 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 brother trucker. Back in my wheels again. Roll, 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 brother trucker. I wouldn't burn the shower then. Roll, 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 brother trucker. Back in my wheels again. I'm running out of white. Gotta start dim them headlights. I've had 2 hours of sleep in the past 4 nights, but I'm gonna be alright. I'm halfway home. Can't get to the telephone. I'm high as a pistol and dry as a bone, and I wonder if my baby's alone. Roll, 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 brother trucker. You say where and I don't say when. Roll, 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 brother trucker. Back on my wheels again. Roll, 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 brother trucker. Back it up and do it again. Roll, 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 brother trucker. Back on my wheels again. Put off in New Jersey, big state police. I'm in a hurry. Won't you let me go in peace? I'm independent. I ain't got no teams to do. Cause the AFL and the CIO still don't own the road. And the only man telling me where to go is the man who owns the load. And I'll say, roll, 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 brother trucker. You say where and I say when. Roll, 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 brother trucker. Back in my wheels again. Roll, 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 brother trucker. Back it up and do it again. Roll, 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 brother trucker. Back on my wheels again. I make 2 round trips to Milwaukee. Pass within 4 blocks of my house, and I never go home. I see the lighted windows of the houses I go by, and see the men sitting there with their families and their wives. We truckers, we compare ourselves to sailors. We sail out on that highway.
That's my wife I put to sea. One time when my ship came back from India, she waited 18 hours on a bus to come and meet me. She asked me to give it up because she was tired of being alone. I said, give me just one more year, because we've been saving and had plans. This one lasted 2 years. I gave my youth to the sea, and I come home and give her my old age. My wife and I love each other. Matter of fact, we like each other. Everything we do together. Even at night when I get up to go pee, she gets up and dances with me to the bathroom. The family that pees together, stays together. I used to phone my wife 3-4 times a trip. One time in Calcutta, I waited 5 hours to get a phone call through. The feeling you get just hearing a voice. My wife would be crying on the other end, and I'd say, woman, stop your crying. I'm spending too much money on this phone call. But we were just so happy. But no matter how much you love your wife, the sea is calling. My dream is to buy a schooner and live aboard in a charter. That's what me and my wife are both planning for. We're going to die if we have to give it up. If I get my schooner, that'll be it. That'll be tough. I'll have both my loves. My wife and my sea. I'd like to die at sea and be buried at sea. And then spread out to sea. Pension time in. I'll be eligible to retire in about 15 years.
I've got 27 years to go.
Another 12 years.
17 years.
I'd like the experience. After all these years, I'd just like the experience of waking up in the morning, not having to go to work. When I retired, first 2 years, I was downhearted. What happened? I had no place to go and nothing to do. But then I gave myself a good going over. Joe Ice says, you can't just sit around the house all day and waste your time. Well, the day goes pretty fast for me now. I don't daydream at all. I just think of something and I forget it. That daydreaming, no good for you. Keep busy. Keep moving. That's the trick. You wake at 10, hold up to the bed. You don't want to leave your couch open all day, you know? It's depressing. You cook an egg, you toast some bread, you cook for yourself, you save a bunch. You don't keep track of your money, who will? You think about the day ahead, don't go feeling sorry for yourself. It's like I said, you can sit at home and be mad at the world, or you can go out and do things. You take a walk, you meet a chum. This one guy lives down by National Biscuit. Boy, you should see the nice You shoot the bull, you argue yourself, then you call up a couple of other fellows. They come over and play some poker. You lose the gin until they come. This guy remembers what cards you picked up. Ah, that's very bum. But even getting beat at poker shouldn't be doing nothing. You take a bus, you take the train, you go visit your wife's grave. On the way, you read the Reader's Digest. It does you good. to use your brain. Maybe you go to your cousin's house. You bring along a six-pack. Take the stroll down memory lane. When we was young, we was always together. And raising came all the times we had, him and me. The times we had. I remember once, back in 22, we were at the fair with these girls on the crazy ride. When it's green, gray. The big display call it. We could hardly walk, and we left the car. So we stumbled down to a candy bar, and we sat and laughed in the very arcade. At 6 o'clock, you watch the news. Them politicians, they get you so mad, you throw your slippers at the set. You coach some friends, no big to-dos. And most like to lay around, straighten up. You might call your daughter. You watch your game, you take your snooze. Then there's Sunday. Now Sunday's different. You change your shirt, you shine your shoes, because you're going around the block to the tavern. You shoot some pool, you drink some beer. You don't have to have a lot to drink in an evening. You might have 3 or 4 this time. You find a pal, you bend his ear. You meet a lot of your old crowd there Sundays. Sometimes you might sing the kind of song you never hear, like Pretty Baby or Deep with Two. And then you cheer. Last weekend we sang Till We Meet Again. Believe it or not, I once did a waltz step. I was at a dance. I was 17, and the girl she was like from a magazine, and the lights were low. I really mean low. I think a couple of my friends had something to do with that. And I kissed her cheek as she walked away. I remember that like it was yesterday. Boy, was she surprised. I can still hear her say, they drive you home from around the block. You take your cash out of your sock. You fix the bed. You fix the lock. You wind the clock. After I retired, a lot of people told me, Joe, you shouldn't have done it. You still got your health. It was too late. See, I don't have any regrets. I don't know why I retired. It's just a habit, I guess. But I keep busy. I keep traveling. You know, I go to fires every once in a while. You know that fire we had down on Milwaukee Avenue about a month ago? I was there. I was surprised because the smoke was coming out of there heavy as hell, but you didn't see no flames. You get the news over the radio. You know, they must have had about 30 units there. Boy. That was some fire. Really fast. I feel this tremendous heat to my left. I turn around, the whole room is orange, yellow. You can just see orange and feel the heat. The lieutenant and the other firemen got the ladder up, saved 4 people. But downstairs, it's a guy trying to get out the door. They had bolts on the door. He was burnt dead. You know what the lieutenant said? We lost the guy. Shit, we lost the guy. You saved 4 people. How are you supposed to know a guy's sleeping on a pool table? Yeah, but we lost the guy.
I always wanted to be a fireman. Oh, well, lots of guys want to be firemen. It's like kids. Everybody's still a kid. Guys 40 years old are kids. Just lose their hair. See, I used to be a cop. You know why I switched to fireman? I like people. Sometimes I could feel the hate coming into me. I remember one time, I went to the roof of this project. There's this big black guy, about 6'7", at the top of the stairs. He's got his back to me. I say, "Hey fella, turn around." He goes, "Yeah, wait a minute." His hands were moving around his belt. I says, "Hey, turn around." It dawned on me he had a gun caught in his belt. He was trying to get it out. I said, "Holy shit." Whipped out my gun. I said, "You mother! I'm gonna shoot!" He threw his hands against the wall. He had been trying to zip up his fly. So here's this guy taking a leak. And maybe a lot of guys would have killed him. I said, "Holy shit, I could have killed you." He started shaking. The gun in my hand was shaking like a bastard, and I said, I must have been crying. I said, "Get the hell out of here." So I took the department test in 68, got called up in 70. You know, the whole world's screwed up, the country's screwed up. But the firemen, you actually see them produce. You see them come out with babies in their arms. See them give mouth to mouth to a guy when he's dying. You can't get around that shit. That's real. I worked in a bank. You know, you're looking at paper, numbers. That ain't real. But I can look back and say, I helped put out a fire. I helped save somebody. Show something I did in this earth. I always wanted to be a fireman.
You know what I wanted to do all my life? I wanted to play the piano. That's what I really wanted. And I write songs. Things about my life growing up in the South. About my mama, my grandmama. But I got my own beautiful daughter now, and I got plans for her. So I leave my house every morning, go scrub somebody else's house. For generations, that's all we done. Scrubbing my grandmama, mama, and me. And I tell her, she ain't gonna do no domestic work. I ain't gonna be the end of that. Mama, like mama, be mama. That's all. Can't live it, help me, girl, baby. Tell me that we think they will be.
Hi, my name is Ralph Warner, and I'm 19 years old. Notice the American flag on my lapel? I got 4 stickers all over my car, and I think America is the greatest country in the history of the world. There are times when I shoot off my mouth when I shouldn't. I don't want to make bad feelings about me, especially at the store. The length of my hair, I keep it clean, I keep it combed. It was covering my ears a bit, and I was classified right away as a radical. Management didn't come right out in the parking, but I couldn't help feeling something behind closed doors was going on about it. But last Friday I got a haircut. Now it's straight where I've had it most of my life, and I like it better that way. At the store, I get a warmer feeling. Eventually I hope to go into a business of my own, and start a family, of course. My quote-unquote dream girl, she's going to have long brunette hair, and she doesn't have to wear a lot of makeup because it's going to be naturally pretty. I want her to have a lot of personality because when I'm 50 and we're moving up the ladder, it's going to have to be a lot more than just looks. This will be a good mother. I hope to have 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. I like a colonial house, possibly one that leans toward the Mediterranean style. I like a lot of bold things in my house. I like a nice recreation room in the basement, possibly a pool table. I hope my wife's uncomfortable. Thank you very much.
I was recommended for this job as a copy boy in the Chicago paper. I went down to the paper and talked to the editor. I told him how much I wanted to be a journalist. He liked me. I had a tie on. Coming to work for me was kind of a missionary kind of thing. I was bringing in organic raisins and organic walnuts and giving them away to everybody. See, at this stage of the game, I was in a very mellow mood. I was enjoying my job because I was answering the phone most of the time. People would call up and complain or have a problem, and I'd tell them, this is a capitalist newspaper. And as long as it's a capitalist newspaper, it's not going to serve you, because its purpose is to make money for its own. I'd tell them to call up the editor or come down and take over the paper. A lot of people responded very well to these suggestions. Then one day, there was this vase with some flowers. I sat down on the floor and looked at the flowers. Maybe 5 minutes, 6 at the most. They complained I disrupted the office. I mean, I was just sitting there with my back straight, breathing. Right? Instead of right? That disrupts them. I wanted to be touched by these flowers. So I stroked a couple of the petals really gently. I wanted to reach out and say, hey plant, I know you're here in this office, and it's a drag that you're wrong, but I love you. Then one day, the editor calls me into his office and says, blee, 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 blee. I wanted to take a baseball bat and smash his head in. I mean, he's a really nice person. I like him a lot. I don't know if I'd get any pleasure from shooting him up with a .50 caliber and seeing his body splattered to pieces. My fantasies all spring up at the paper, just getting a machine gun and shooting him. Or walking into the editor's office and saying, okay, how do you face your death? I've been thinking for months what I'll do when I get fired. I wanted to show him, hey, I'm better than you. I'm getting fired because I'm different. I was thinking, how could I show him? Smoke a joint in the city room? Meditate in the library? Kidnap Marshall Field? Shoot him? I had to think fast. So I looked at the editor and said, I hope you can live with the conditions you're creating. And I turned and I walked out. He started to cry. He hurried after me and said, wait a minute. I'm not creating these conditions. You are. I said, no. I'm not the one who has the power. You're the one who has the power. Then I hung around the office most of the day, selling copies of Rising Up Angry. Now I'd gotten myself an unemployment. They were nice to me the first few times. Then one day a lady tells me, taking Amber. I wanted to tell her, screw you, lady! I could wait outside your apartment, knock you over the head, and steal your money. But that's bitterness. I don't like being bitter. I'm a Catholic.
Songs say where you going, my son. Now I know they're true. Boy, you never stop to think how fast the years run. Now they've taken you. I remember you was 3.5. Mommy would sit there after things got quieted. We'd laugh at some new word you said, how tough you were to get to bed, and we'd plan the night away, planning for our kid. I was your hero then. I couldn't do no wrong as far as you were concerned. You thought I was the best of men. The tables hadn't turned. You hadn't learned how little time it takes. Daddies make mistakes. I've been thinking a lot. I think about my dad. A lot of funny things come back I thought I'd forgot. Now they make me sad. High school and it used to be. I didn't want him touching me and I shuddered if he did. Further back to summer nights, baseball games beneath the lights, and sleeping in the car. My daddy and his my son. Now I know they're for real. Boy, you never stop to think how fast the years run and the things they steal. Now it seems I always knew why I do the things I do and the things I never did. Why I work my whole damn life just so I can make a better life than the one my dad could give me. I give it to my kid.
You want to hear about my job? Well, I don't want to talk about my job. I'll talk about something else maybe, but not U.S. prison steel. Unless the guy's a nut. He never talks about work, see? Maybe baseball or going out the other night and getting drunk. Or going out with the family. I mean, take a piece of art. I mean, let's say Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. Beautiful piece of work. But what if he had to create it 1,000 times a day? Or if Da Vinci had to draw his anatomical chart 60, 80, 90, 100 times a day? Isn't that dull even Da Vinci's brilliant mind? You know, sometimes, out of pure meanness, when I'm making something, I'll hit it with my hammer. Just to make it unique. And deliberately mess it up to see if it'll get by. Or I can say I did it. You see, I want my signature. My imprint. My mistake. Mine. And you see, somebody built the pyramid. The pyramid, the Empire State Building, these things don't just happen. I'd like to see a building. Say the Empire State Building. I'd like to see a foot-wide strip from top to bottom. With the name of every electrician, every bricklayer, all the names. When the guy took his son, he could say, see? That's me up there on the 45th floor. I put that steel beam. The Chicago's is one of the pictures. The way they can put the floor. Everyone does. I was the one who drafted the plan, every detail in every line. See that building? I ran the crane that lifted the beams. I was the guy who worked up above.